Oh, hello everybody. Welcome to this is our episode for our Just Flowers series. Tonight we are going to be doing block 13. We finished block 12 earlier today, and we're going to get started. I got to get everything hooped, and we're going to create block 13 for our Just Flowers project. This is what we'll end up having when it's all done and complete. Isn't that nice? Quite lovely. Hi, Tracy. Good evening. So, I'm going to swap to another camera and we're going to get started. Okay. Here we go. Let's swap to a different camera. There we go. I just saw that autofocus. Let me adjust the autofocus here. Hold on. There. Figure. Right there. Apply. Okay. Okay, that'll make the. Now it won't try to automatically focus. Okay, so yay. Let's get this one started here. I'm gonna pull this back a bit. So this was block 12 that we did at our midday session today, right there. Now we're gonna work on block 13. First I'm gonna get these off. Get my magnets off. This is the 7 by 14 inch hoop. It only is compatible with the Baby Lock Solaris. If you have the Altera Meridian and you're working on this project, that new 7 by 12 hoop would be perfect for this project. Okay. There's that one. Isn't that pretty though? Look at that. Okay. I'm going to lay us down a piece of stabilizer because we're floating fabric. All I'm going to hoop is my stabilizer. Okay. Right there. Hooping the stabilizer. Magnet on each end. There we go. Let's put in a fresh bobbin. There's a loop on that one. I'm going to just cut it off and see what happens. It is what it is. Nothing we can't recover from if that creates a problem later. Okay. Hope everyone's having a beautiful, wonderful Saturday evening. It's cold here. Didn't get no snow, but it sure looked like it was going to do something earlier today. Okay, let me get my file pulled up. So this is what block 13 looks like here on my machine screen. 3 big flower motifs, and let's see, 3 big flowers and 1, 2, 3 leaves. Okay, it's going to be a lot of stitching, a lot of applique. Woohoo! Alrighty, then let's see here. Also going to have 3 different flowers. That'll be fun. Let's see. Get this thread out of the way and we'll get us some fabric picked out. Okay. I'm going to have another camera going and you can kind of see what I'm doing with fabric selection. Okay. Let's see what that one looks like. There we go. Hello there. Okay. There we go. So, here is my box of fabric for this project. Let's put you over there. Okay. So I did pick out a few fabrics right here that I would like to use. I think I'm going to use the same center for each one. That'll actually give it a little bit of continuity. Hi, Janelle. Oh, Tracy. Yeah, it's just a damp cold here too. They're not predicting any weather, but I swear it feels like it is going to either rain or snow one. Okay, so I think I'm going to use this green for my 3 centers. Now I'm going to use this green for my leaves. Okay, so I'll use that. Then I'm going to use, let's see, 1, 2, button it into those 2, 1 more. Let's see here. Right there. That's what I'm going to do for this first one. These are going to be my flower petals. Right here. Those 3. Okay, and I need 1 center for each of them that'll remain the same for continuity. It's probably going to be that peach. I think that would be the centers. Yes, it will. Okay, so then I need thread for the 3 fabrics. Just lower this camera down and see what I'm doing here. Here I'm going to pick out some threads. There's for that one. It's easy. There's for that one. And that's a gray, but I don't have to use gray if I don't want to. Let's see here. There's a whole box of thread. Let's see. You know what? I'm probably going to use a gray. Why not? Let's use that gray embroidery thread for that. Then, for this one, we'll use this pink. Right there. There's my colors. Or I'm using the same green for my leaves throughout, which is this green right here. Set this over here. And then we are good to go. All right. All right. So let's go back over to the other camera. Let's go back to the other camera. Right there. And I am going to float first. Set that up. There we go. So I'm going to base down my fabric here. Here we go. Okay. So first we're going to do a basting. And let me just see something real quick here. Okay. Okay. So, let me think for just a second, Becky. I'm going to put this one in the center. There we go. Okay. Okay. 10-4, 10-4. We got it. Yes. So first I am going to need, believe it or not, this fabric. Yeah, I don't want that in there. We're going to go with this one first. We're going to do the yellow first. So we're going to do our basting stitch and then our first placement stitch. Okay. And now we're ready to baste because we're floating that fabric. And yes, I could use tape to hold the fabric in place, but you know what? As long as you're paying attention, you're not going to get a needle in your finger. And I just like to touch my fabric. That's just me. Very nice. Okay. So next, we're going to do the placement stitch for the topmost flower. Okay. So I'm going to use, this is a placement stitch. And each one of those flower petals, they are going to be individually stitched. Just a little extra trimming to do, it's all good. It's part of the fun. Once I finish stitching that out, I will cut a square of fabric. Then it can just tack all of these down in one fell swoop. All for one, all that good stuff. Hi Donna, hi Vanessa, welcome. We are doing our placement stitches right now for this block that's on the screen is the one that we're working on. This is block 13. We have to have a total of 3 of those for this project, 3 blocks. Each flower is a different color, so that means I'll have 9 different fabrics for all 3 of those blocks. And this last one right here did not completely stitch out for some reason, but you know what? It tells me where it needs to be, so I'm not going to worry about it. I am just going to cut my fabric where I need it. Just mark it there. And right over there. Okay. And now we'll just let it do all the tack down stitches. Yes, those are stitching out quite nicely. All this tack down stitch. next, it's going to do the bottom. The flower all the way at the bottom will be next, which would be the gray one. So we're going to change out our thread colors. Okay. This will be the bottom flower. There's a group of 3 flowers in there. Okay. The gray thread. I'm using this gray fabric for that one. The next one. Okay. And here we'll go with our placement stitch. And once we get this one tacked down, we're going to trim it and then set out the one for the center. Because the center flower gets really close, edgewise, to the top and bottom ones. So that would be the best thing we could do there. And this is going to be the fabric here for that one we're going to place next. It's got 2 more petals. These are placement stitches. Cut me off a piece of fabric off of a 10-inch square. Let's see if I cut it big enough. We did, I think. Hold on. Yep, there we go. Now this will be our tack down stitch. See that fabric on there. And after this one's tacked down, we're going to trim. And then we'll put in and set in the center motif for its applique. It's kind of cool. This little fabric here, this has like an ombre effect for the little colored dots in the center of all the hexes on this hexie fabric. So it gives it that ombre effect, which is kind of cool. I like it. And I think there's room in there for 2 more little petals. Then we're going to trim those. Remember everybody to hit the like button if you would please. That'll just make this video appear in search windows easier for other folks. Okay, I'm going to take this hoop out now and we're going to trim all these fabrics around these tack down stitches. Okay. Okay. Ooh, there's a lot of trimming on these. So it makes it pretty though. There we go. Now we're getting it. Once you get that center cut out on this particular one, it's easier to get your scissor in there to do the other trimming around the petals. As far as that goes, it seems like. Okay. Okay. Just trying to get myself in the right angle to make that cut. Here we go. Here we go, there's one. Okay, then we'll get this yellow one up here trimmed next. Here you can see that though. There's that, it's all trimmed out. You can see that little dent in that petal right there. That's going to be an overlap from the center one is what that is. Just going to rotate this down. Here we go. You can see it goes pretty quick. The key is getting the entire center of that cut out, because it really makes it easier to do that, to manipulate those scissors into the right angle to get a nice even cut. Thank you, Vanessa. Here we go. Almost got that one flipped. Then we'll put it back in. We'll get that center motif applique set in and get it trimmed. Then we can do the leaves. Yay. We go. Alrighty, let's get this put back into the machine, this hoop. Here we go. Now then, we are going to do the center. So you can see on this, we got the top and the bottom flower. This center one right there, just like before, we'll do a placement stitch and then place the fabric and do our tack down stitch. We're going to swap out to the next thread color. Which is pink. Pinky pink. Like a rose pink is what I would call this. It's kind of what this one looks like right there. Okay, so here goes our placement stitch. Once that placement stitch is down, I'll see if my piece of fabric I have is large enough to cover all those petals. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure it will, what I have laid out. I don't know, it may not be. After looking at it here, I don't think this piece will be big. We'll see. Let's just do a quick measurement here. Well, you know what? It is just going to work. So, yes, it is going to work. I'm just going to lay that out flat on there. Now we will do our tack down stitch. Perfect. Woohoo. And yes, we will have to trim this one before we do. There'll be 3 more appliques after this, but we'll have to trim this before we can put those down. One more, and we'll trim it. One more little petal here. Hi, Christina. Welcome back. Okay. Yeehaw, next. Okay, next we're going to trim, and then we're going to do the centers of those flowers after we get that done. Okay, so let's get this out, and we'll trim that center motif that we just stitched down. There we go. Different angle. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we can run the scissors right up along those edges. Once you get that center portion cut out, the rest is super easy to do. I don't know what it looks like on your monitor, but this fabric I'm cutting is like turquoise and a really light fuchsia. It's really pretty. go. And that one's all trimmed. Alrighty. So next, we're going to put this back in the frame. Get our scraps off of there. Oh, awesome, Mark. Hey, Mark, good to see you. Thank you. Yeah, I really like the background fabric as well, Mark. Okay, so next we're going to do placement stitches for the centers of all of these three flower motifs. That's what's going to do next. And we're going to change our thread color, be a different fabric. I'm putting the same fabric in the center of all three. That should just give it some continuity in this block. Here. Get that needle threaded. We'll just get it started. So next is going to be the tack down stitches for these three. Let's see, did I cut that big enough? There we go. Yes. There's one tack down stitch. One for the center. And one for the bottom flower will be next. Now we'll remove this hoop and trim all three of those that we just stitched down. Come on, you. And one more. Then we're actually going to start stitching around the 3 flower units next. That's what my screen is showing. Come on, you. Here we go. Okay. So we'll get that put back into the machine. Excuse me. So it's going to stitch around this bottom flower petals first. So I'm going to put in the proper thread for that. Press the start button, get that stitched down. Oops, let's get that camera turned. There we go. Woohoo! Once I get this series filmed, everyone, I just want everyone to know I'm going to edit all of these episodes and condense them so they're not long hours to watch. If you're wanting to actually make one of these, then you'll be able to pause and stop and start it and pause it and all that fun stuff. Oh, thank you, Christina. It's so kind of you to say. Thank you. Okay, everyone, if you're just tuned in, remember to tap that like button. That really helps with the placement of my videos, and I certainly would appreciate it. I know, Vanessa, isn't it really beautiful? That's that honeycomb stitch that was digitized for this pattern by Angie Stevenson of Lunch Box Quilts. It's a beautiful, beautiful textured stitch. Let me try to get that a little closer so everyone can get a good look at that. Vanessa, I will end up putting this in my long arm and free motion quilting this particular. I'll have the same gray fabric for the backing. And actually the binding, I'm going to just use this gray fabric for the binding as well. That way it'll just really meld in together. This will definitely be a wall quilt, I think, finish. It is 60 by 60 inches. So this is going to be a piece of artwork for the wall in my studio. It's actually going to go hang in my classroom once it's complete. Oh, you're fine, Christina. I've done that too. It's okay. It's easy to do, Christina. deleted things by mistake that I wished I hadn't deleted. I know that for sure. Oh well. It's all good. Next, we're going to do the top motif. So we're going to do this one next. So let's put that color thread in. Okay. Let's get that backed up just a bit. And let's see here. Swap out that thread color. And we'll get that one started. And in case you just tuned in, this is block 13 of the Just Flowers project from Lunch Box Quilts. Is who made this design. Block 13. There's only one more block after this one. Yay! One more block after this one. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I'm gonna have to go get me a cup of coffee and I'll be back momentarily. This is about a total for this yellow. This is a 22-minute stitch out all the way around, so it'll be a good time for y'all to take a break if you want to. I'm gonna let the cameras roll. I'll be back in just a moment. Oh, hey, Bernadette. Yeah, this is pretty cool, Trey. Oh, Tracy, absolutely. Thank you for watching. And thank you for your support, Tracy. Hi, Carol. Howdy. 26 degrees, Bernadette. That could be a bit nippy. Is there any wind outside? Because that always makes it feel colder. Oh my goodness. Good coffee. I needed some coffee. Let me see something here. It is 39 degrees here in Henry, Illinois, and it's foggy. So we have a fog tonight. Could be worse. If you know what I'm saying. I don't want to say it. Oh my goodness, Bernadette. But you are up there in northern Michigan. I wouldn't expect anything less. Well, that's good. Oh, Vanessa, lucky you. Nashville's a fun town. Careful out there walking on that crunchy snow. Okay. Oh my gosh. Nice warm coffee. I needed this. Yeah, I was about ready to fall asleep here watching this machine stitch out. I'm not joking. Woo! It's all good. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. This is another, I swear every one of these blocks I make, oh, that's my favorite one, that's my favorite one, but boy howdy, if I actually had to pick just one as my ultimate favorite, I truly don't think I could do that, because I really truly love them all. They're really, I mean, I can't wait to see this all set together. It is going to be faboo. Telling you. 14's really going to be pretty too, everyone. Check out the stitch chart for 14. Check it out. There's 14 right there. Look at that. It's just going to be quite lovely. That's got 6 flowers on that stem and vines. We'll be doing this one of these tomorrow. Here's the one we're currently working on right here, number 13. This block has 42,991 stitches. 14 that we're going to be doing tomorrow has 34,000, so it's got 8,000 less stitches. Yeah, I'm just going to do one of these on camera, and then I'll do the other 2 off camera. And then tomorrow we will stitch this one out too. And then through the week next week, I will get any remaining blocks I need done. And we will start next Friday night, we're going to lay all of these blocks out and have them ready to stitch together. There is actually a chart. To how to set these blocks. So it'll take a little bit of organizing, but we'll get it done. That's the scary part, Bernadette, is all that snow's pretty, but when it gets crunchy, it means it's turning to ice, so for God's sake, be careful out there. That is the last petal it's on. It's got to come down this side here again. Then we will change to our pink thread for this one. That is next. Okay. Right. Okay. So let's take that thread out. And we'll rethread with our next thread. In this case, for what I'm doing, it's going to be pink. Okay, and then we'll just hit that start button. This is a 22-minute step. Then the rest of the steps are short and easy. Yes, Tracy, it will be fun to get this one laid out. Like, it'll fit on my design wall that's behind me where I'm sitting. My design wall is 72 inches wide and about, oh gosh, good 8 feet or so tall. So there'll be plenty of room. Let's see. So there is a border around this also. Let me see. The binding on this is a multicolored fabric, and it has one of the prints. Is like a narrow inner border. So I will probably do that, but I will use Tula. Even if I have to piece some of this leftover Tula scraps together, I will do that. But if you can see here, I'm trying to lay that down so you can see that. But right there is an inner border. There's the edge of the block. So there's 3 borders here. Looks like about a 2-inch, a 1-inch finished, and maybe a 3-inch finished border. I will do a 6-inch out there regardless. That's just how I like to rock and roll. And then I'll have to make a decision as to whether I'm going to put what I'm going to use on this outside edge here. Oh, I have a beautiful this hexy fabric right here of Tula's. I have this in turquoise. Where the gray is, it's turquoise. That might end up being the inner border. I have that on a mold. That might be what I use for my inner border. I don't know yet. We shall see. We shall see. Wonderful, Carol. I'm so happy. And say, I'm going to be texting you some information, some photos here soon this week about her quilts. And I just want to get your approval on some backing fabric. That's all. And you know, I can ship those to you wherever you're at once they're complete. As far as that goes. Or I could actually bring them with me if you're going to be in Florida in the first part of March. I could bring them and just deliver them to you. Carol, this frame is the 7 by 14 inch frame on the Solaris. This frame will only fit the Solaris. It will not work on the Altair or Meridian or the Destiny. This frame was just made for the Solaris. It's got 3 magnets on each side and 1 on each end. I love this frame. Oh, Bernadette, I'm teaching, doing Surger Camp at Flash Quilt and Sew in Naples, Florida in the second week of March. I think it's the second week of March. Might be the first week of March. I'll have to check my calendar. But my new website, it's going to have a full travel schedule like that posted, so y'all will have that information soon. But yeah, if you're going to be in South Florida in March, come see me, and I'll be in Flash in Naples and in Sarasota also. They have 2 stores now. And if you have Bernina sergers, you can come. If you have baby lock sergers, you can come. It's all good. Even if you don't have a serger, they can furnish you a serger for the class, so it'd be a good way to try some of it out. That's a nice big frame. So this finished size of this block is 6.5 by 12.5. So as you can see, there's plenty of room inside of this hoop to make this block. Also, the new 7 by 12 baby lock magnetic hoop would be a good choice to do this block in as well. But I'm floating the fabric on top of all I have hooped is this tearaway stabilizer. Then I floated my fabric on top of it and basted it, and then it stitched it out. Wonderful, Bernadette. I just saw your message about your birthday dinner. That's awesome. I didn't sleep well last night either, to be perfectly honest. I was up at like 3:30. And I did not take a nap today. So, yeah, I'll be going to bed. I won't be staying up late tonight, I can tell you that. I'll be in Florida for about 3 weeks, Bernadette. I'll first be at the Daytona Beach the AQS show in Daytona Beach. Then on to Miss D's Quilt Shop in Catalooka, Florida. I know I didn't pronounce that right, but it's just a little bit southwest of St. Augustine. And from there I go to Flash Sewing at Sarasota. And then from there to Naples, Flash Sewing in Naples. Those two for Flash are both serger camps. And then I will be coming home for about 3 weeks from that. Already booked for Novi there in Michigan for next November for the Novi Sewing Expo. That's already on my calendar. next year I will start scheduling classes for here in my studio. That is a big thing that's happening in 2024. I'm going to slowly integrate working classes out of my studio so that I don't have to travel as much as I have had to in the past. Yes, Christina, my classes will be held in the house. The first floor of this old house is the studio and our shop. And then we live upstairs. It's not going to have a super large classroom. There'll be room for 5 or 6 students. And it'll just make for, I think, for a more creative learning experience if it's not a huge class. Well, I tell you, it looks that way on camera, but in real life, it's actually like a bubblegum pink. Isn't that wild? It's just the way the light hits it. It does look salmon on camera, absolutely, but it is actually bubblegum pink. No, Bernadette, it is not variegated at all. We'll move the camera to the top of the machine where the cone of thread is. See if the light looks oh, there it looks the same way. It looks salmon, but it is not salmon. That is actually bubble gum ink. It's just the way the light is reflecting off of it for the camera. Because this is pretty much color corrected, right? The correct color. It's just that one thread is really... It's really interesting the way it's throwing it off. And I love variegated thread, Bernadette. And I haven't used none on this project because I haven't used it at all. If I was going to do that, it would be beautiful with variegated thread. But I would have needed to have done some variegated thread in at least 50% of the blocks for it to all blend together. See, this is actually a peach with a little turquoise star in it, that fabric, and that's kind of what it's coming across reading on camera, as is this gray fabric. and the gray thread, that's color-wise, that actually translated fairly accurately from what I can see on camera. But that bubblegum pink thread, it is a chameleon. It is changing color on the camera for sure. It is turning out quite nicely. I'm very happy with this block, which means I've got to have, like, for the next two, each one's going to be completely different. I'll have to come up with different fabric combinations for that. That won't be too difficult, though. Thank you, Bernadette. Well, thank you, Donna. At a different angle. It's still changing color though. Look at that. Isn't that wild? And even sitting here looking at it, the thread does have different, it looks like it's a different colors going around, but it is the exact same color. It's just the way the light is reflecting off of this thread, this particular shade of thread, that is causing it to have color changes on camera. Oh, bobbin thread is almost empty. So see, I have this screen popped up. So just telling me I gotta put in another bobbin. Okay. Just remove my hoop. Put in another bobbin. Okay. Okay, now we're just going to go ahead and hit that start button. It's on its last petal, then we're going to change our thread color and we'll do around the little centers for each one. The rest of these thread changes will stitch out fairly quickly, everyone, compared to what it has been. Comparatively speaking. Yes, they are Bernadette. Pink and gray are very complementary colors. Covers. Yes, they do complement one another quite well. Alrighty. We are going to swap thread colors now. Now we'll finish the inside, the little circle on each one of the 3 flowers. this is actually doing a really pretty satin stitch all the way around. About a 4mm satin stitch, it looks like. It's really pretty. And now that center one there. Here you can see what that looks like. Next, we're going to do placement stitch for our 3 little leaves. You can see on that screen there what I'm talking about. That's a leaf. And there's where those are going to be placed. Okay? So we're going to swap to our green thread now. It will be the last threading change we have to do. Now we're just going to let it stitch down our placement stitches. Okay. And then we're going to do place our fabric and do our tack down stitches. Then of course we'll take the hoop out and we'll trim these appliques. It's not giving me enough room. I'm going to back that up. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to trim those appliques down. Trimmy, trim, trim. There we go. Now it's going to stitch down around all those raw edges. This next. Y'all, we almost got this one flipped. This one's almost done, everybody. Okay. So we're all set now. Let's start it back up. Go back over here now. Woohoo! We have about another 10 minutes of stitching, and this block will be complete. How awesome is that? Okay, Christina. Good night. Christina will be back on tomorrow night at 6 to do block number 14. Just so you know, I'll be getting that listed up. It's a beautiful satin stitch it made. It's really quite lovely. Okay. Isn't that interesting, Janelle? Now there, it almost looks like bubblegum pink, but you can see as the light reflects off of this right here, right in here, it's actually looking more salmon colored. It's just from light reflection is all it is. Very interesting. I've never had that happen to a thread before. In all my filming that I've done, I've never seen that. It's just really interesting. And one more to go. Then we'll have a couple of swirls, swirly little viney things for it to stitch out, and this block will be complete. We'll have another look at this block tomorrow night before we start stitching out block 14. Janelle, this is poly. Yeah, this is poly. This is not rayon. This is actually Superior Magnifico embroidery thread is what I'm using right now. 40 weight. It's a tri-lobal polyester, which is one reason it's probably changing color with light refraction. A tri-lobal polyester will reflect light more than just a plain polyester thread will. Tri-lobal means the thread has 3 sides to it. That's what tri-lobal means, so it has dimension. It also makes the thread stronger. Absolutely, Janelle. One can never have too much thread. Or fabric, as far as that goes. Okay, so we got 2 more little things to do here. Check out my screen. It's these little swirls right here. There's what it's going to stitch out next, and that will finish the block. Okay. Number 1. Yeah, but when you're out shopping for embroidery thread, look for the word tri-lobal polyester. That means it will reflect light greater than just a plain polyester thread. Tri-lobal is the key word to look for. It's doing all its underlayment right now. This is a beautiful satin stitch is what it's stitching out right now. It's really quite lovely. Just like on the little leaf that it did. That's the stitch that it's doing right now. Then we'll make one more of these little curly cues that it's making up towards the top, and then it will be complete. About another 4 minutes, everybody, and the block will be done. And there we go. Now it's going to do the next one right up there. See if I can get that better angle for you all to see that with. There we go. There we go. Now I'll tell you everybody, when you touch these textured stitches, they're super soft to the touch. They look like they'd be like really stiff, but they're not. They are super soft. When you just run your finger over them, super soft to the touch. And there we go, everybody. Woohoo! Block 13 is complete. How about that? Woohoo! You just back it up and you get the full view of that. Isn't that pretty? Love it. Love this block. Love them all. I cannot honestly pick just one that's my absolute favorite because each one is unique and beautiful. Okay, let's go to another camera here. And let's see. Let's do this one here. There we go. Oh, hello there. All right, everyone. So we just finished up block 13. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Time, we are going to continue this series and we are going to create block 14, which is our last block to make. And then next Friday night, we are going to start arranging these blocks to set them all together for our top. So how awesome is that? We are going to wrap this project up pretty much next weekend, okay? So, what we are doing tomorrow night, this is what block 14 looks like right here. Okay. There it is. And on this color sheet, it's this one right here at the end of my finger, those cluster of 6 flowers. See right there, the 6 yellow flowers? That's one block. That's what we'll be doing tomorrow night. Block 14 of just flowers. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Have a fabulous rest of your Saturday evening. And I will see you all tomorrow night at 6. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Good night.